Hello everybody, welcome back. So it's another bullish video for what will appear on the face of it, what looks like it's going to be another bullish week, a more bullish week I think next week than even the week we've just gone through. Now that doesn't mean that the altcoin that you're holding is going to make you a millionaire, it doesn't mean anything like that. But it does mean that there's signals on the chart that we can take seriously and we can watch develop over, like I say, over the next week. Now, right now as we speak, there is a conversion baseline cross. It's a trend signal basically that was just completed. We've been waiting for this for a few days now, and we're actually getting it. Now, it's not baked in. You could see this completely cancel if for whatever reason Bitcoin just went all the way, to hell. It probably won't do that. So the chances of this confirming tonight is quite likely. It's almost guaranteed. So what this is you've got a conversion baseline cross. It's above the cloud. Cheeky span is above the cloud, and the price action is also above the cloud. So you've got these components give you what's known as a trend signal. I'll leave a link for an old tutorial that I've got, but there are tutorials on the Patreon that I'm sort of putting on there bit by bit about how to use certain indicators, all the indicators that I use basically. So there's value to the Patreon, not just the live streams. But yeah, the trend signal appears to be set in stone for Bitcoin, and that is good because trend signals continue to make trends until the trend comes to an end, and you'll get an opposing signal to tell us when that is. Now, we also look over to the weekly. The weekly is getting one too, so this is on the daily and on the weekly, a trend signal on the Itchy Cloud. Now, again, we just want to wait for Monday morning's open, so this is baked in, it's set in stone. But at the moment, it looks like it's going to happen. So we've got two trend signals on a daily and a weekly. That's strong. That's really strong. And again, just historically going back to see some of the ideas that we were talking about, especially with the money flow index, giving us the idea that there's going to be a higher low forming the bottom, higher low forming the bottom, lower high forming the top, higher low forming the bottom, lower high forming the top, and a higher low forming the bottom. So we've got all of that. So right now it looks like a perfect storm for this trend to break out. Not only that, is that anyone who watches my channel knows that I was talking about this consolidation throughout the summer, and then when the summer is over, we will get the breakout. And it looks like the summer is over, and so we should be getting the breakout. So I'm not saying that anything's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. But the way I trade and the things I look for confirmations and my expectations, they've all come together, and they've almost ticked pretty much every single box has been ticked. So with that, I'd expect us to break out of the box now that we've got a big golden tick. Now, obviously, you all want to know about altcoins, don't we? Because that's where the real money is made, apparently. Well, it is. But back in 2020, which is a very similar kind of vibe to what's going on right now, Bitcoin needed to break out first. It broke out from 12,000, went for a 300% rally, and left a lot of altcoins more or less static. Some went up a tiny bit. Most of them stayed at the same price, and some of them even went down. I remember watching Harmony One go down 17% in 3 months while Bitcoin rallied 300%. Imagine how you would feel if you were holding that. I mean, it worked out for those who held throughout that, because it then sort of went up like thousands of percent. But I'm just saying, that would have been pretty hard to watch. We might be waiting. We might be looking for something similar to that. Now, there is a weak but already existing and yet to be confirmed until the close tonight conversion baseline cross trend signal on the total 2. The total 2's price action is above almost all moving averages. We just got this 200 simple moving averages floating above the descending trend line of the descending triangle. That would be. Momentum's fine. Momentum's all right. And just to reiterate, the same old analysis, the same old boring analysis, which has kept most of my Patreon members warm throughout the summer. This is the fractal of the previous bear market and bull market, and there's a lot of similarities to it. And my expectation is that this is a projection of where it's going to take us, and so really what we're looking for now is to break out of this triangle and actually start to go up for a prolonged period of time. AKA Altseason, bull market, whatever you want to label it as, basically making money in the markets. Basically, that's all I'm saying. I know some people hate the word Altseason, some people love it. I think it just it triggers a lot of people. I get a lot of engagement on my comments about it. Altseason, you crazy man? There's no Altseason. I remember having the same conversation here. I said I think there's going to be an Altseason. There's no Altseason. What are you talking about? Well, it turned out there was an Altseason. But again, I'm not going to label it Altseason. Let's just call it a breakout for altcoins and making money out of altcoins. We just call it that. Let's just talk about it. We're just going to make some money out of altcoins. That's what's likely to happen. Now, the dominance chart is giving mixed signals. It's got another drive of a bearish divergence on this last move up. Now, we are above the 58.5% dominance that I like to see get a rejection from. Whether we get a rejection there is, we just don't know. Now, the previous wick high over here, and I'm just going to show you of the major alt season that took place in 2021. It did go a little higher than the previous high. I said, I think we're going to be looking for a double top. Now, if you were watching this on the 5-minute chart, on the 5-minute time frame, as soon as it goes higher than this wick, somebody out there will have said, "You're wrong. You're so wrong. Look at it. How could you be so wrong? It's gone up. It's gone up a fraction of a percent. You're wrong." And then, kapow, all the way down. Biggest alt season in my lifetime. Probably the biggest and fastest amount of money I've ever made in my lifetime. Now, I'm not suggesting that that's going to happen. I'm just saying this is a dominance chart. It's not heavily traded. It's not really. It was at one point a tradable chart on Binance, but it's not really a tradable chart. It's a guide of market cap, a guide of dominance. And yeah, it might go a little higher. It might not hit the exact trend line. And look, I suppose overall the chart is bullish, but we have got bearish divergence. We've got a high money flow index read. So it's the same thing I've been saying for the last few days. Certainly the same message I've been putting across this whole week. And really the overall analysis on Bitcoin and the total 2 and the altcoin market and everything like that has been the same since last December. Rally up, altcoins, nice time, start to limit positions throughout December last year, cut positions into the spring, dollar cost average throughout the end of summer, and then look for brighter days in the fourth quarter and especially into next year. It's the same. Everything stays the same. There's been no real flip-flopping from my end. It's just hard to find the top and hard to find the bottom, but the overall analysis has remained exactly the same. And I don't really see any reason for it to change, especially now with these setups and signals that we're seeing on Bitcoin on the daily and on the weekly. Seems more than likely that we're going to see a big breakout. Now, I just wanted to show you what early days of breakouts look like. Off the top of my head, we're going to look at a chart which everybody's forgotten about. SXP. This used to be, and this was at one point, the best thing anyone's ever seen in the world. Right? Everyone was like, "Oh, SXP, it's going to make us all millionaires. It's the future." It came onto the market like this, whoosh, and then it just went down and down and down and down, and sort of wrecked city. Now I created some trading bots on this when I felt like an alt season was going to kick in. And this is what it looks like going into the first and second gear. Now, I'm showing you this as an example. This isn't the rule, but I want you to recognize what it might be like over this next few months into next year when we start seeing big moves in altcoins. So the all-time low was put in here, huge capitulation. We had a nice big rally and a higher low and reclaimed moving averages, and this is where things started to get, I suppose, particularly interesting. Now we went up at 64%. Okay, that's fine. Then we came down a 36% higher low. And then we went up again on the Bollinger Band itself, up 47%. And then we went down 31%. This is volatile, it's choppy, it's showing money coming in, it's showing confidence not being quite there, coming out. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. And this is the behavior that this chart did throughout that bull market alt season type vibe. Look, so pull back into the Bollinger Band itself. Down 41%. Think about what that looks like. Think about how that feels when it happens. Up 92%. Hey, we're living the dream. We're living the, golden cross retest. It's a bullish scenario, but it doesn't stop from the fact it doesn't feel bullish when you see it come down 55%. Okay, reclaim these moving averages. Up again. Look, there you go. 94%. Loving it. Enjoying my life. Okay, well, down again. 30%. Oh my God, I was wrong the whole time. Exit the positions, sell the lows, bounce up another 57%. The reason I'm showing you this and making such a big deal about it is that this is the nature of a crypto market, especially when it's kicking into gear. Now, look, these moves were just as big as these moves. These ones look more pronounced because of the nature of how charts look, because they stretch and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But that was up, that was down 50%, up, down 40%, whatever. You get the idea, right? So there is no such thing as an up-only chart that literally only is green forever. It will go up, it will go down, it will go up, it will go down. We're already seeing these sort of choppy moves on SXP already. I'm not highlighting SXP as a chart that you want to buy into. I'm not suggesting that at all. We were up 85%. We were down 40%. Okay? I'm clicking on things that I don't need to click on. We were up again from here. We were up another 49%. Currently, we are down 20%. These are big moves. It's crypto. Crypto does big moves. Be prepared for the big moves. Are you in it for the next 12 months? Is your portfolio going to survive? Are you able to hold through while these things happen? Do you trust the cycle? Do you trust the total 2 fractal? Do you trust the trend signals on Bitcoin? What is it that, have you got a plan is what I'm saying, because this is the moment where you need to have a real sturdy plan. Even with me on my Telegram and my Patreons and stuff, I always try to make the point that you need to have a plan and stick to that plan, and people waver from that plan. And look, it's not for everybody. You've got to hold strong. Now, I'm just trying to put it to you here that we have a lot of examples of how this is going to work out well. I believe it's going to work out well. In fact, I think we're really literally it's just round the corner. But that doesn't mean that you can buy an altcoin one day, it goes up 40%, then the next day it's down 20%, then it goes up again the next week, 40%, another down 20%. Can you handle that? And that's just small. If you're dealing with sort of really volatile coins, you'll see them go up 100% and then come down 60%. Super fast. Can you handle that? I was using trading bots for a lot of that period. I'll leave links floating around above my head if you're interested in doing that. That's one way to actually take part in making money out of those volatile moves. But otherwise, you've got to be able to hold strong, unless you've got good attention to detail and you can, buy the lows and sell the highs and over and over and over again. That's possible. It's basically what trading bots do anyway, to a large extent. So, bullish into next week. Bullish throughout the rest of the year, basically. Bullish for the majority of next year also. So basically, it's another video of me saying how bullish I am on the market, and I just thought I'd throw in a few examples of what you should expect while trying to hold altcoins throughout this period. It's not going to go straight up, it's not going to go massively parabolic, it's going to be super choppy, and that's there to test you. Test your confidence in your analysis or my analysis. I would hope that no one's trading solely on my analysis, and just use me as a reference to I don't know, reflect on your own bias, perhaps, maybe, but yeah, my bias is bullish generally, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get those huge swings up and down, which will shake a lot of people out because they have no plan, or their plan they're not confident in their plan. Right, I'll leave it with you there. There's nothing much more to say. If you've got any altcoins you want me to look at, let me know in the description of the video, in the comments. And if it's worth looking at, which to be fair, I imagine a lot of them are right now, I'll make a video on it. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.